Hi Stampers, welcome to FancyForStampin.com. I'm Josie Caller. I celebrated a birthday, another birthday, last week. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I am going to show you this beautiful card that a very dear friend made for me out of the Flight and Airy DSP that is in the current celebration catalog. And when I saw this, I thought, wouldn't this be a beautiful card to use with the Painted Lavender stamp set? So I used the Painted Lavender stamp set in this next card, and I used a sentiment from the Perennial Postage stamp set, and I used the Everyday Details dies from Stampin' Up to create this, where'd I put it, absolutely gorgeous card that opens and closes for Mother's Day. So I'm going to show you how to do this today. These are the things, other than the stamp sets and the die, that I said you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of Painted Lavender card DSP. It measures 5 by 11 1/4. And then you're going to need a scrap piece of basic white. You will need a piece of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 gorgeous grape. A piece of 5 1/4 by 4 Highland Heather, and you will need some scrap Highland Heather to cut out 2 of these triangles using the largest die in the in the Everyday Details. You're going to cut out this largest die, and you're going to use this inner piece. And then with a scrap of shaded spruce cardstock, you're going to cut out 4 of these stems. And with Lost Lagoon, you're going to cut out 3 of these smaller stems. Of course, you need a butterfly. And we are using a piece of linen thread, a nice long one, because when we tie it in a bow, we're going to double it and tie the bow. And what else are we going to need? Of course, you're going to need the dies to cut out the images that we stamp. So let's get started. We are going to use Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia ink to stamp the 2 flowers. And on one flower, if you notice, I rock and rolled. And if you don't know what rockin' and rollin' is, you're about to find out. This is how rockin' and rollin' works. So what you do is you have 2 stamp pads, Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather we have. And we're first going to stamp or ink up the stamp in the Fresh Freesia. Make sure it's nice and inky. And then we're just going to roll the edges of that in the Highland Heather cardstock. So we'll have an image that looks like that. Now it's going to look different every time you do it. Okay? So we're finished with that. We're finished with the Fresh Freesia, so we can get rid of that, and we'll just ink it up in the Highland Heather and stamp another flower bunch. Okay? All right, and then we need to do the stems in Shaded Spruce, and we need 2 of those. So I'll stamp 1. And the other. And we'll cut these out with my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, then once that's done, you can set your pieces aside. Next thing we're going to do is get our score tool. And we are going to score this piece of DSP And I don't know if you can read that. I marked the, I guess you can't. The light is too bright. I marked the measurements for scoring the DSP. We're going to lay the long edge at the top, and we're going to score. Oh yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. We're going to score at 1 3/4, 4 1/2, 7 1/4. Okay, we're going to take that off. We'll get rid of that. And we're going to fold on all score lines. Okay? You have a valley fold, a mountain fold, and a valley fold. Okay, we're going to fold it over. This should be even on this edge. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some adhesive here. And fold it over. So it'll be like that. Okay? Okay, next thing we need to do. We need to attach the Highland Heather to the Gorgeous Grape. This is our card base. And then we're going to attach our DSP to the base. You can use whatever adhesive you like. Okay? Once that's done, we're going to take one of our cutout rectangles and we're going to slide it right under there. And we're going to hide it under that top flap. And that's about where we're going to attach it. So I'll flip it over, add some adhesive, and it should be pretty well hidden. There we go. Okay, and this top one goes over, and it's also flush with the edge. Centered on the front. Oops, there goes my adhesive. Okay, I don't like the way that one is. Move it up a little. If it shows a little, it's okay. It'll be covered by the flowers and stems. Okay, you can either use liquid glue. I'm going to use this. What I started doing then was I attached my flower bunches to the stems with a little adhesive, liquid glue. Do that for both of them. I really should take more care and make sure it's, there we go. This one. Okay, and then we'll layer them. You can even use glue dots if you wanted to adhere everything. Okay, like that, and then we'll just start attaching these shaded spruce branches to the back. Let's see. Well, let's move that over a little. It's okay if they overhang. I guess we'll put that one about right there. And we need another one. About there. And a third one. right there. And the last one. Okay, and then we're going to fit in these Lost Lagoon pieces. I think before I do that, I'm going to attach this to the base of the card. So I'll add some dimensionals to the back of the card, or the flower bunch. Attach it like so. Okay, and now I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of these Lost Lagoon branches and just stick them in there like so. Okay, and we need a glue dot for the back of our butterfly. And we're going to put our butterfly right here. I love purple. I don't know about the rest of you, but I love purple. Okay, and I said you needed a piece of linen thread that was long enough to double and tie a bow. So this is probably about 16, 25 inches. Yes, there will be a lot of waste, but I hate struggling to tie a bow. Let me snip this end here. It's funny, I was just looking for those scissors and I couldn't find them, and they were right there in front of my face. That's pretty typical. So there we have a bow. And we need a glue dot so we can attach it to the front of the card, to the butterfly. Come on. Oh. Come here, glue dot. Right there. That's where we want it. Right there. And I'm going to trim the ends here, because they're too long. Okay, and now we need some of these purple fine shimmer gems. I'm going to put one large one here and two of the smaller ones. If I can get them, I'll put one here. And one, I guess I'll put it right in there so you can see it. Now on the inside, we need the Happy Mother's Day stamp from the Perennial Postage set. And we're going to stamp Happy Mother's Day right there in the top center of the inside rectangle in Gorgeous Grape. And there we have it. A very beautiful, I think, Mother's Day card, which really isn't too difficult to make. So, if you have any questions, there will be a project sheet link on my blog that you can go to to download. It's free. It's got all the measurements for all the cardstock and everything, and step-by-step instructions. I like to pop up the butterfly a little. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'd be happy to answer them. Have any issues getting a hold of the downloading the project sheet, let me know. Well, until next time, I hope you enjoyed your time here. Happy stamping.